Welcome, my wandering souls. It is me, Koshka the Wise, scholar of snuggles, a prophet of purring, and a part-time philosopher with full-time flair. Today, I'm not here to tell you what I know. No, no, no. I'm here to tell you what others knew, long before I had whiskers, and even longer before I was booted out of an ancient monastery for excessive existential meowing. Their words, not mine. You see, wisdom isn't born in a vacuum. It's not something you get from a bolt of lightning to the skull, or from meditating on a cold mountaintop while your tail freezes off. Wisdom in many ways is borrowed brilliance that eventually becomes a part of you. We drink from wells dug by others. We light our candles with torches passed down. Or as Isaac Newton put it, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Of course, it is easier to know the path ahead if we keep in mind what others have said. We often think of learning as a weakness, as if we must always know the answer to have some kind of worth. But learning from others is not weakness, it's something of a symphony. Wisdom in many ways is orchestral. It takes many minds, many souls, and many thoughts in order to create the beautiful music that all can enjoy. Now, here is a lovely quote by Confucius to hang in the hallway of your mind. By 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is probably the easiest but not always the most sincere. And third, by experience, which is indeed the bitterest of them all. A tough journey, which I do not wish upon any of you. Which is why I am here, of course. Guess which ones the humans like to use the most? Yes, the bitter one, the suffering. Because tasting your own burnt toast of a bad decision is apparently more satisfying than reading the cookbook someone else already wrote or taking in the wisdom that another might hand you. But you do not have to suffer to be wise. You just have to listen. Wisdom starts with listening. I must admit that I spent the first few hundred lives just sitting quietly and listening, observing. This is how I gained much of my wisdom. Now, let me tell you a story from one of my favorite past lives. I was a soot-colored cat living with a blind old man in a quiet village at the foot of the Himalayas. He never told me his name, so I simply called him Teacher. He'd sit every morning and talk out loud, mostly to me, sometimes to the sun, which he could not see. He said things like, "Anger is a wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends. And never trust a goat with soft eyes." I never figured that last one out, but I still trust him. One day, I asked, "How did you get so wise?" He laughed and replied, "I ask questions, Koshka, and I listen to those who hurt and those who have healed." He'd sit with the grieving, the bitter, the foolish, the joyful. He'd repeat their stories aloud until he understood them. He never claimed their wisdom as his own, but he lived by it. He let it become him. And when he passed, quietly one morning, with the kettle still warm, I curled up beside him and whispered the last thing he ever said to me. "When you borrow wisdom, repay it with kindness." I've been doing that ever since. Or at least I've tried. So, my sweet listener, be the student of the world. Learn from strangers, from children, from poems, from pain, from stories, from a grumpy old woman on the bus who mutters strange truths into her purse. Use wisdom to shape your world. Share it with others who need it. Pay it forward. Show kindness by offering wisdom before anything else. Because someday, someone will need the wisdom you carry, and perhaps they can pass it on. Now, for a terrible joke, of course, the one that everybody is always waiting for. What do you call a dude in a tortilla? A burrito. Yes. Learning from others is a gift, a bridge across time, a kiss from the mind of someone you will never meet. So, go ahead, quote the greats, repeat the wise, echo the thinkers, and let their thoughts become your own. So long as they're wise, of course. And when you add your own voice to that chorus, do it with humility, curiosity, and a little sparkle in your eye. Yes. Until next time, may your coffee be strong, your enemies confused, and your wisdom always kind. Now, how about that staring contest? Eins, zweins, Schweins. Yes. Das ist gut, ja? Ich spreche Deutsch gut. Ja. Bitte. Sorry, I was trying so hard there that my German came out. Not as good as it should be, I suppose. Very well, my little ones. I wish you much peace, love, and harmony, and please do be spreading and sharing any wisdom that you get from me. I give you permission. Mwah.